What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Brian Watkins, and welcome to another edition of the Brian Watkins channel. My subject today is Agenda 21 is going to cause most women to take their own lives in one way or the other. The reason why I'm making this video, for those of my viewers that are aware of Agenda 21, for those of my viewers that isn't aware of Agenda 21, and also to bring the ones that are not aware of Agenda 21 into knowledge of Agenda 21 to know how to look at your life in a different manner as never before. Let's get started. Shout outs to all of my viewers. I said it before and I'll say it again, for without you I am nothing. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for two reasons. I make videos constantly and you'll have a chance to win cash. To my new viewers, welcome. I suggest you do the same thing. And don't forget to smash that like button. And for those of you who want to continue to support the Brian Watkins channel, you can make a donation. The link is in my description section. Let's get started. The reason why I named this particular title the title that it is because I noticed that because of what has taken place with the loss of jobs from GM, Ford, and the potential one with the Postal Service. Here in Michigan, a lot of women are out of work. Now, over here in Michigan as well, women outnumber us greatly. But I have to admit, for a period of time, most of them were employed. But at the same time, most of them are starting to become unemployed, with no unemployment to draw upon. So, most of them have college degrees, whether it's an associate degree, a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and some have a PhD. But most of them still will not use that degree and the knowledge that they worked very hard to obtain to get that degree. Most of them still will not use that degree to start their own business. And don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong, corporations will support an individual or a group of people that know how to write a business proposal and know how to present that business proposal, that know how to promote that business proposal, and know how to position that business proposal to capture the interest of prospects and to convert those prospects into repeated customers. Corporations will present the money to that individual or to those group of people who have a college education in that specific field to finance them to become wealthy. But a lot of women won't do that. Most of them just went to school for one, smart thing to do. Second, family tradition. Third, just to get a job. Not to take, let's say one is specializing in business administration. Okay, business administration. Business administration. Administration is still a high position to hold where you have to have a knowledge of how to make critical decisions to keep a company growing. So again, most of them have degrees to start their own business, but they didn't go to school for that. They went to get it, to get a job. Now, because of the removal of these jobs from GM, Ford, I'm saying possibly the Postal Service, because of the driverless trucks, they have no accidents reported, no fatalities whatsoever. And from a business owner perspective, it's all about keeping down unnecessary costs. labor costs. Why? Because at the bottom line, you want to have as much cash flow as possible to make even more money each time, because it's all about leverage, control, creativity, expandability, and predictability. And I'm saying that to say this: most women are not going to start their own business. They figured that they'll just try to see if they can get a man to marry them and take care of them while they still wear tattoos, fake hair, nasty attitude, very unladylike, very ungrateful, and still won't start their own business. Now, thanks to the internet has become such a powerful tool really for anyone that will embrace it. But I said it before and I'll say it again. Most women hate the internet. They know that it's a valuable tool, but they would really have preferred, if it was up to them, to that valuable tool to be only available to women and not us men. So they consider that a problem because they can't never control it. So now we have, then you got, you got Agenda 21, automation, robots, artificial intelligence, machines basically have taken the jobs. Now, from a business owner perspective, this is not a bad thing. It's only a bad thing to people that choose to not start their own business or choose to not look at this situation as what opportunities is available for them to still produce a very productive lifestyle for themselves, them loved ones, family and whatnot. But most women are not going to do that. They're caught up in taking a man's resources. Most of them are still trying to play 20th century games in the 21st century towards us men, and totally ignoring the presence of Agenda 21, automation, robots, artificial intelligence, female robots, sex bots, and she won't start her own business. So a lot of them are going to start to commit suicide, even if they don't literally take their own lives, by them ignoring the new presence of Agenda 21 and everything else that is connected to it. She still has committed suicide because they're in denial. They see it. They just don't want to see it and not do anything. They're in a state of shock and paralyzed. And I'm like, well, I don't really feel sorry for them. I don't, because at least over here in my area, you know, women walk with their chests out, boastful, you know, that they're that super woman, Wonder Woman. I'm like, okay, if you're so super and you're a Wonder Woman, why are you ignoring Agenda 21? They say they don't need a man. Okay, well, why are you trying to still trap one? Why are you, they try to come in and try to change a man, you know, according to their liking, which is to rip him off. If it's not in resources, it's in everything else. Time, communication, trust, honesty, teamwork. See, these are all the things that before Agenda 21 was made public, these are all the things that she could have utilized to benefit herself. But nope, a lot of times women do not look, they don't look at the big picture. Okay, the longevity of their behavior. What is the consequences? And they have now that men simply do not want women of the West, because they've gotten to the point where they got everything that they demanded, whether it was feminism, equal rights, equality, all of these things. But yet, you say, okay, well, you want to go out? Okay, so are you treating? No, that's the man's responsibility. See, that's a contradiction. They don't bring anything to the table but lies, sex, their beauty, and that's it. See, they have gotten to the point where it's almost like Well, like living in California. California is a beautiful place to visit, but it's too expensive and it's just not worth the hassle. And that is what's going on with most women, especially in the West. I really can't speak anywhere else where it's going on outside of America. I see a lot of videos about it, pardon me. I see a lot of videos about it, but I only can go on what and where I am. Agenda 21, according to what I have learned, a gentleman said it at one of the meetings they had back in 1992. I stand to be corrected. He said, everything that we have been raised to believe is no more. Now, I'm 49 years old. And I remember coming up during the time when women were entering feminism, women's right, women were allowed to work, women allowed to go get an education and obtain as many degrees as she wanted to, and go out into the workforce and be as successful as she wanted to be. And I never saw that as a problem. And I still don't, and probably never will. I think that's a beautiful thing to see a woman successful. She has her own mind. The problem I saw with it is how they behaved with it. For one, is deceitfully making each man believe that she is his. No. In reality, no, she's not that man's possession or wife. No, it's just his turn. See? To take him for a ride and strip him down just like you go to Coney Island or Buffalo Wings to get a 40-piece wing dinner, or go to KFC and get you a bucket of chicken. And you eat it all, the only thing that's left is the bones. All the meat has been devoured. And women get upset that I make these kind of videos, but you shouldn't. You should have did your homework. They're the first ones. Oh, karma. What goes around comes around. But she figured that she was an exception to that. Thanks to Agenda 21, thanks to robotics, thanks to automation, thanks to all of these new things that is all connected to Agenda 21, the female robots, sex bots, is to remove the woman successfully out of the men's minds, hearts, bodies, wallets, lifestyle forever. And she had no one to blame but herself. See, I don't blame society for making women the way that they are. Nope. Because anything that I've always watched in society, it always shows you the potential of both. The good, the bad, the ugly. So I don't blame society. I blame women for taking it upon themselves to ignore the consequences of their actions. And now that they have to pay for it. Because, like I said, most men, if they're not MGTOW, they know to leave women of the West alone if you want peace, respect, love, teamwork. No, you have to leave women of the West alone because they're not about that. And the more and more videos that men make about this, and even some women, who I salute, okay, they are still ignoring it. And this is what's going to cause them to take their own life. Even if they don't take a gun and or take some other way of suicide to take their own life instantly, she's still taking her own life by ignoring Agenda 21. Why? Because she sees her demise in that. She's so evil that she simply refuses to stop that evil behavior. Getting other tattoos. Like one of my viewers said in his comment that When a woman gets a tattoo on her chest, that's to show that she has totally eradicated her feminism and took it on a masculine, aggressive outlook. Me, myself, and I attitude. And this will be the first one that'll jump up in a man's face in an aggressive manner if she feels offended about her wearing her tattoo across her chest to show that she's a masculine person and no longer a woman and have no more feminine qualities. See, that's why I said they can hang it out, because men don't even get mad with women no more. It's a waste of time. It's like, nope, I already see her demise. So it's almost like when a person is dying. Each day they get closer and closer to the time where the mortician or the doctor has to pronounce them dead. And that's most women of the West, especially when it comes to Agenda 21. Because Agenda 21's presence is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. They still want to behave like this is the 20th century, where at that time that was the industrial age where women they was calling the shots. The pussy was controlling the man's wallet, not so much his mind or his private parts below his waist. They don't care about that. His wallet. But see, this is the 21st century, and she's still trying to play 20th century games in the 21st century with us men. But see, Agenda 21 has permanently dismantled that from her and taken it away from her permanently, not for her to ever have that kind of power again. So stay tuned for part 2 of this coverage. And I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video, happy Father's Day to all of my viewers. Don't you go anywhere.